Libra, you saw the title. I never meant to hurt you. I'm so sorry. You felt that in your gut the second you clicked, didn't you? This isn't just a generic reading. It's a direct, undeniable download about the apology that has been suffocating them. But here is the twist they haven't told you. This apology isn't just about the past. It's about a massive, hidden realization they've had regarding why they pulled away, and the truth of what they've been hiding is going to completely shock you. Before we dive into this heavy energy, tell me in the comments where you're watching from, and hit that subscribe button if you're ready for their return. Let's get into it. Hello Libra. This reading already feels incredibly intense. Something has been building quietly in the shadows, and this does not feel random at all. Someone cannot stop thinking about you, and there is a truth that has been delayed for way too long. Have you been feeling a sudden shift in the air? Have you noticed them lingering around your social media? Or maybe you've been seeing 1111 and 222 everywhere you look. Trust your intuition right now, because your gut is picking up on a massive energetic download. They are finally ready to break the silence. Let's just set the stage for what is actually happening behind the scenes with this person. The energy surrounding your connection right now is thick with unspoken words. It feels like there is a heavy blanket of regret draped over their chest. For a while, it looked like they were moving on, or maybe they even convinced themselves that walking away was the logical choice. But what I'm picking up on is that their physical distance was never matched by their emotional detachment. In fact, the further they tried to push you away, the more obsessed they became with the memory of you. But here is where it gets complicated, and this is the first major shift in their energy. It's not just that they miss you, it's that they are actively punishing themselves for how they treated you. They know they messed up. They know they caused you pain, and that realization is eating them alive from the inside out. They are no longer justifying their actions. They are drowning in the reality of the damage they caused. Why can't they just let go? Because you awakened something in them that they cannot unfeel. Before they met you, they were operating on autopilot. They were guarded, maybe even a little emotionally unavailable, hiding behind a mask of perfection. Libra, you have this natural grace, this magnetic balance that draws people in, but with this person, you didn't just attract their attention, you shattered their illusions. You showed them what real, unconditional, balanced love actually feels like. And now that they've experienced it, everything else feels incredibly hollow. As a Libra, you value harmony, balance, and fairness. You gave them a safe space to be their authentic self, but they responded with chaos. They brought imbalance into your beautifully curated life, and instead of fixing it, they ran. Now, they are living in the chaotic reality they created, and they realize your balance was the only thing keeping them grounded. They are desperately craving the peace that only your energy can provide. This is exactly why they are in such deep inner conflict. Their ego is screaming at them to stay silent, to protect their pride, to pretend they don't care. But their soul? Their soul is screaming your name. They are caught in this brutal tug-of-war between their fear of vulnerability and their absolute desperation to have you back. They are terrified that if they reach out, you're going to reject them. They are terrified that you've already moved on, that you've healed, and that they have lost their only chance at true happiness. And this fear is paralyzing them, which brings us to the next painful layer of their reality. They've replayed every single conversation in their head 1,000 times. They are analyzing every text, every look, every moment they took you for. Granted, the guilt is so heavy that they actually avoid looking at your photos because it hurts too much to see what they lost. They are trapped in a mental loop of their own making, unable to hit pause. Let's look at the cards pulling through here. I'm seeing the Five of Cups, and it is screaming regret. This person is staring at the spilled wine, completely fixated on the mistakes they made, the words they said, the actions that pushed you away. They are so consumed by their own guilt that they haven't even noticed the two cups standing right behind them, the potential for healing, the potential for you to forgive them. They're stuck in their own emotional dungeon, and the only key to getting out is the courage to face you. But it's not just their own guilt holding them back. There is an interference element here that has poisoned the well. I'm picking up on third-party energy. Maybe it's a friend who told them you're better off without them, or maybe it's just the general gossip and social pressure they are feeling. They're so worried about their image, about looking weak or foolish for coming back to you after everything that happened. They let the opinions of other people cloud their judgment, and they let their own insecurity convince them that you wouldn't want them anyway. I'm seeing the energy of someone who listened to the wrong advice. A friend or a family member who told them to protect their peace by cutting you off, but in reality, they just cut off their own soulmate. They are realizing that this third party didn't have your best interests at heart, nor did they have yours. They were projecting their own fears and insecurities onto this person, and it cost them the best thing that ever happened to them. But the universe is done letting them hide behind excuses, and this is where the energy violently shifts. The spiritual timing here is moving rapidly. The universe is applying divine pressure to their life. You might have noticed that other areas of their life are starting to feel blocked or stagnant. That is not a coincidence. That is the universe removing their distractions so they have no choice but to face their feelings for you. The walls are closing in and their ego can no longer protect them. They are realizing that no amount of success, no new flings, no distractions can fill the void you left behind. The contrast is becoming unbearable for them. On the surface, they might still look detached. Maybe they're even posting things to make it look like they are thriving. But underneath, they are completely overwhelmed. They are crumbling. The facade is cracking and the truth is begging to come out. They are standing right on the edge of a massive breakthrough. The Eight of Wands is flashing in my mind, which means sudden movement, rapid communication, and things finally speeding up after a long period of frustrating delays. The dam is about to break. They are gathering the courage to finally say the words that have been choking them. I never meant to hurt you. I'm so sorry. And when they finally do say it, Libra, you need to be prepared, because this isn't just a casual text. This is a soul-level confession. They are ready to drop the ego, drop the pride, and lay their cards on the table. But before we get to exactly what they are going to say and how you need to handle it, we need to understand the exact turning point that forced them to finally wake up. Let's talk about the exact moment the shift happened, because this person didn't just wake up one day and decide to apologize out of nowhere. Something specific triggered this massive awakening. Here's the thing, for a long time, they were operating under the false illusion that you would always be waiting. They thought that no matter how much distance they created, no matter how much silence they used as a weapon, your Libra energy would just patiently hold space for them. They thought your loyalty was a given, an endless well they could draw from whenever they felt lonely. But recently, the energetic cord between you two snapped them right in the face. What changed? You changed. You stopped waiting. You pulled your energy back and you started focusing entirely on your own glow-up. And Libra, when a Libra focuses on themselves, it is a breathtaking sight. Ruled by Venus, your natural state is one of beauty, harmony, and magnetic confidence. When you stopped shrinking yourself to accommodate their emotional unavailability, you returned to that divine frequency. You started dressing better, feeling better, and radiating this incredible, untouchable light. You stopped trying to balance their chaos and started balancing yourself. And they noticed. Oh, they definitely noticed. They've been watching you from afar. Maybe it's through social media, maybe it's through mutual friends, or maybe they are just picking up on your energetic shift through the ether. But seeing you thrive without them didn't bring them peace. It brought them absolute panic. The illusion that they had the upper hand completely shattered. Seeing you glow up triggered a deep, primal jealousy in them. They realized that your light isn't just for them, it's for the whole world. And the thought of someone else stepping into that light, someone else appreciating the beautiful, balanced energy they took for granted, is literally making them sick to their stomach. But it wasn't just the visual glow-up that broke them. The universe started turning up the volume on their spiritual awareness, forcing them to pay attention. I'm picking up on heavy synchronicities. They're seeing your name everywhere. They hear songs that remind them of you playing at the most random times, in the grocery store, in the car, on a random TikTok. They are seeing 1111, 222, and 909 constantly. The universe is literally screaming at them to fix this, removing all their distractions so they have nowhere to hide from the truth. And then came the dreams. For some of you, this person had a vivid, hyper-realistic dream about you recently. In this dream, you weren't sad. You weren't begging for their attention or crying over their mixed signals. You were completely happy, completely at peace, and completely detached from them. You were smiling, but that smile wasn't directed at them. They woke up from this dream in a cold sweat, chest heaving, realizing that their worst fear is coming true. You're actually moving on. That dream was the final nail in the coffin of their ego. It stripped away all their pride and left them with nothing but raw, unfiltered truth. They realized that if they don't act now, they will lose you forever. The fear of losing you finally eclipsed the fear of vulnerability. The emotional dam broke, and all the feelings they've been suppressing came rushing to the surface in a tidal wave of regret and longing. This brings us to what they're feeling right now, in this exact moment. The feelings are no longer just a dull ache. They are a roaring fire. They are stronger, clearer, and absolutely impossible to deny. The confusion is gone. The avoidance is over. What I'm picking up on is a desperate, overwhelming need to confess. They are literally rehearsing what they are going to say to you. They are typing out messages in their notes app and deleting them, trying to find the perfect words to say, "I never meant to hurt you. I'm so sorry." They are terrified of messing up the apology because they know this is their last strike. But here is the deepest layer of their current emotional state, and this is where the real healing begins. It's not just about them wanting to alleviate their own guilt. It's a profound shift from selfish regret to selfless love. They are finally looking at the situation through your eyes. They are feeling the weight of the tears you cried, the anxiety you felt, the moments you questioned your own worth because of their actions. And that empathy is breaking their heart. They want to apologize not just to clear their own conscience, but because they genuinely want to heal the wound they caused in your beautiful heart. They are feeling a deep sense of karmic responsibility. They know that what they did to you is going to follow them until they make it right. The spiritual timing here is incredibly precise. The universe is holding its breath, waiting for them to step up. They are standing at the threshold of a massive commitment move. They don't just want to send a casual text, they want to make a real, tangible offer of reconciliation. They want to prove that they have done the inner work. They want to show you that they are finally ready to be the partner you always deserved. But just as they are gathering the courage to hit send or make that phone call, there is a sudden blockage. A complication is rearing its head, threatening to delay this beautiful reunion. Because it's never a straight line, is it? Just as the universe aligns for their return, an outside energy is trying to sabotage the timing. But just as they are gathering the courage to finally reach out, just as the universe aligns for this beautiful, long-awaited reconciliation, there is a sudden, sharp friction. Because the spiritual journey is never a straight line, is it? Right before the breakthrough, the universe tests the strength of their resolve. And for this connection, that test is coming in the form of outside interference. What I'm picking up on right now is a very specific, toxic third-party energy. Now, Libra, do not let your heart drop. This is not a soulmate. This is not a replacement. This is a karmic placeholder, a distraction, or worse, a so-called friend who is actively feeding them bad advice. For some of you, this person has been trying to fill the void you left with someone new, someone superficial. But here is the absolute truth. That connection is completely dead on arrival. Every time they are with this other person, all they can think about is you. The contrast is so jarring that it actually makes them feel more isolated. They are sitting right next to someone, yet they have never felt more alone, because that person does not hold the key to their soul. You do. But this third party isn't just a passive distraction. There is an element of active sabotage here. This person, whether it's a jealous friend, a meddling family member, or a fleeting rebound, knows the hold you have on them. and they are threatened by it. They are whispering in this person's ear, trying to convince them that you've moved on, that you're playing games, or that reaching out to you is a sign of weakness. They are weaponizing this person's deepest insecurities, trying to keep them trapped in a cycle of pride and confusion. And here is where the Libra curse comes into play. As a Libra, you are deeply connected to the social sphere, to harmony, and to how things appear on the surface. This person knows that you value your peace and your social standing. They are terrified of looking foolish. They are paralyzed by the question, what will people think if I go crawling back? They are so obsessed with protecting their fragile ego and their public image that they are willing to sacrifice their own private happiness. They are letting the gossip and the opinions of people who don't even matter dictate the most important relationship of their life. It feels like they are standing in a room full of noise, and everyone is shouting different directions, but the only voice they actually want to hear is yours. And they know it. That's why this outside energy is causing them so much internal turmoil. They're fighting a war on two fronts, one against their own guilt and one against the people trying to keep them away from you. I'm seeing the energy of emotional sabotage too. This is that classic, frustrating push-pull dynamic rearing its head one last time. They will have a moment of absolute clarity at 2 a.m. They will pick up their phone, their fingers hovering over your name, their heart pounding in their chest, ready to finally say, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I miss you. But then the fear spikes. The ego jumps in. They convince themselves that you're going to reject them, that you're going to leave them on read, or that you've already found someone better. So, they delete the message. They lock their phone. They retreat back into their shell, leaving you in the dark, wondering if you imagined the entire energetic shift. But you didn't imagine it, Libra. Your intuition is razor sharp, and you felt that pull because it was real. The universe is not going to let this interference win. In fact, this friction is necessary. It is the final burning away of the dead wood. The universe is allowing this outside noise to reach its absolute peak right now so that it can be completely exposed and dismantled. What happens next is a sudden, undeniable revelation. The mask is going to slip. For some of you, this person is going to witness this third party or this toxic friend showing their true colors. There will be a moment of betrayal, a lie exposed, or a conversation overheard that shatters their trust in this outside influence. In a split second, the illusion will collapse. They will realize that the people who claim to be looking out for them were actually the ones holding them back from their greatest blessing. And when that realization hits, the dam will not just break, it will be obliterated. The loyalty they misplaced will instantly redirect back to you. They will see, with crystal clear, painful clarity, that you were the only one who ever had their best interests at heart. You were the only one who loved them without conditions, without agendas, and without games. This outside interference is temporary, but the karmic bond between you two is permanent. Do not let this current silence or this sudden friction make you doubt your worth. You are the prize here. You are the one they are desperately trying to get back to, even if they are currently stumbling in the dark. The universe is actively clearing the path, sweeping away the gossip, the pride, and the toxic distractions, making way for a truth that can no longer be contained. They are running out of time, and they know it. The window for a casual return is closing. What is coming next is not a half-hearted text. What is coming next is a full, unapologetic surrender. But to receive it properly, you need to know exactly how to hold your energy when that moment finally arrives. So, what happens next? The waiting is almost over, Libra. The universe does not build this much tension just to let it fizzle out into nothingness. We are moving into a highly charged window of time, and the silence that has been suffocating you is about to shatter. I am picking up on the energy of the Ace of Swords right now, which means sudden, piercing clarity. This is not going to be a casual, low-effort, "Hey, how are you?" text designed to test the waters. This is going to be deliberate. This is going to be heavy. They are going to reach out with the truth that has been burning a hole in their chest, and they are finally going to say the words that have been trapped in their throat. I never meant to hurt you. I am so sorry. But here is the profound shift. They won't just stop at the apology. This is the karmic exposure I've been seeing. They are going to explain why they ran. They are going to admit their fear, their jealousy, their absolute foolishness in letting you go. They are going to lay their cards face up on the table, exposing their own emotional immaturity because they finally realized that hiding behind pride cost them the greatest love they will ever know. No more hidden motives. No more half-truths. Just raw, unfiltered vulnerability. For some of you, this initial contact might come through a sudden phone call late at night, or a long, deeply emotional voice note where you can actually hear the crack in their voice. They're going to ask for a serious conversation. They're going to ask for the opportunity to prove that they have done the inner work. The Eight of Wands is accelerating this timeline, meaning this could happen much sooner than you expect. The universe is removing the final roadblocks. Now, listen to me very carefully, because this is the most crucial part of the entire reading. When this message comes, and it will come, your natural Libra instinct is going to flare up. As a Libra, you are wired for harmony. You hate conflict. Your immediate, beautiful, compassionate instinct will be to soothe their guilt. You will want to rush in and say, "It's okay, I forgive you. Don't be so hard on yourself," just to make the tension go away and restore the peace. Do not do this. Here's the thing, your peace is not a bargaining chip. You are not here to be their emotional rehabilitation center. You have already carried the weight of this connection for far too long. If you immediately absolve them of their guilt without them actually doing the work to earn your trust back, you will reset the karmic cycle, and they will take your forgiveness for granted all over again. You must hold your boundary. Let them sit in the discomfort of their own apology. Do not rush to fix it for them. If they truly want to reconcile, the burden of proof is entirely on them. They need to show you consistent, changed behavior over time, not just pretty words in a moment of weakness. You are the one who holds the scales of justice in this dynamic, Libra. And right now, those scales are tipping heavily, permanently, in your favor. You get to decide the pace. You get to decide the terms. You do not need to chase. You do not need to force the outcome. In fact, the moment you try to force it, you step out of your divine feminine, receptive power and back into the anxious energy they are used to. Stay grounded. Stay in your lane. Focus on your own glow-up, your own joy, your own life. Let them come to you. The fact that they are the ones initiating this return is the ultimate validation of your worth. You are the prize. You always have been. Pay close attention to the spiritual signs as this unfolds. The universe is going to give you confirmation. You might see 1111, 222, or 808 right before your phone buzzes. You might hear a specific song that anchors you to this moment. These are not coincidences. They are divine winks, assuring you that you are exactly where you are supposed to be and that the spiritual timing is flawless. You have done the healing. You have done the growing. You are not the same person they walked away from. You are upgraded. You are sovereign. You have realized that you do not need someone to complete you. You only want someone who can match the beautiful, balanced frequency you already possess. As we close out this reading, I want you to take a moment and really feel this truth settling into your bones. The apology is coming. The return is imminent. The confusion is clearing. You are deeply seen, you are deeply chosen, and your happy ending is already written in the stars. Take what resonates with your soul and leave the rest. Trust your intuition, protect your beautiful energy, and know that the universe is fiercely fighting for your love story. Thank you so much for watching, Libra. I am sending you so much love, light, and beautiful, balanced energy. Until next time.